There is one absolute key to salon success. Actually, I believe this key applies to any business, and it's massive, and it's important for you to really understand, because I think there's a huge misconception when it comes to salon ownership, and exactly what does that mean. We're going to get into this topic right now on the Biz Talk. I think we might finally agree on something, Tracy. Finally agree on something.
I doubt that.
I'm gonna cry. I really deeply believe in this fact. And I think there's a big misunderstanding of what it means to be a salon owner. I believe once you become a salon owner, that means your workload almost triples, quadruples, times 5, times 10, whatever that number is. And despite what some people might think, like I'm a business owner now, I can kind of kick back a little bit and let other people do the work, versus what you actually have to do to make a salon successful. And I want to ask you, when you went from being a booth renter or commission or whatever it is you were in your solo career, when you went into salon ownership, what was the situation? Did you think that you would do more work? Did you end up doing more work? What happened exactly? What was your expectation, and then what was the reality?
I expected to work more.
You did?
Yeah. Though I did not increase my days working in nails.
Okay.
I worked more
on the salon.
Yeah, because it really goes hand in hand with what we're talking about last week, right? We're talking about owning salons, so this makes sense that we go into this
continuation
part. But it's a full-time job. So
why do it then? Like, that would be the question I would ask somebody is, if you know that it is going to be way more work, because in case you're wondering, there's no question about it, it's going to be. Knowing that, why did you go into it? Why did you want to do it?
I'm a control freak. I thought we covered that last week.
Okay, you're a control freak, but you can have control over your own independent contractor booth renting business, because that is still your own business, and you have all the control in the world.
To an extent.
Well, you have a lot compared to like actually being an employee somewhere. You have a lot of control. You have a lot of control.
Right. But
right.
So let's say, for instance, I was in a really nice salon that I booth rented from, and I loved the owner, and she kept everything organized and nice, and kept things decorated very well and up to date. And then it sold.
Oh, she sold the salon.
She sold. I'd still be working for her. She was amazing. Loved her. But it sold, and it sold to someone that did not do nails.
Okay.
Did not do nails, first of all. Never was there. And so things just start going downhill. So
so that was very clear, went downhill quick.
Yeah, very quick. We couldn't even get toilet paper in the salon. We were buying our, and that was part of the booth rent. So like,
that's terrible.
Yeah. She would be like, well, I place my orders with one of those, kind of places where you put bulk orders in, and
it comes when it comes.
Well, she wanted to just wait until she had a certain amount to order, like paper towels and all that stuff. So, and then there's one thing that creeps me out, and I'm going to tell Habib this, but I feel like I'm going to find one at my desk tomorrow if I do tell him.
You're damn right you will. Tell me.
Creep the hell out of me.
What do?
Dolls.
Awesome.
Like, the big, tall, lifelike dolls, porcelain dolls.
Uh-huh.
She put those all
everywhere
over the salon. All over the salon. Creeped me out, man.
I did not know this.
Yes. And so it just started going down. So yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I
a
understand
booth
what you're
renter.
saying.
I have control of my business.
You're this space right here. Right?
I did not have control of the environment around me. So
what did other people think of the dolls? I'm super curious.
It doesn't matter. I didn't like them.
No. I know it's very clear you did not like them. You've made that very clear. You've also made it clear that we're going to decorate this whole entire studio and building with dolls. Outside of that fact, do other people have an opinion? Like, were they like whispering and were there?
No one liked them.
Nobody liked him.
Nobody
okay.
liked
Did
him, but she
anybody
didn't
voice
care.
them? Oh, she didn't care. They did voice
She
it. And
didn't
nobody
care.
cared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what are you going to tell someone really? Like, we hate what you
The
love.
dolls are creepy. It's not good for business.
We mentioned, like, we're really not a doll
Store.
Little weird, but yeah. So yeah, you have a certain control. So yes, I wanted to be able to control my decoration. I wanted to be able to control all that. I booth rented to my girls. They had control of their own business, but I had control of the name.
Right, and the environment. So outside of that, so control, okay, but outside of that, was there any other, like, had you, before you started doing nails, was it kind of like, you know what, one day I want to have my own salon? Was that kind of like in the path of Tracy Ryerson? Like, were you thinking, or was it like dolls went up and you're like, I'm getting the F out of here, like, it's time to get my own business?
Pretty much.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You'd never had like.
I mean, I thought about it, but I didn't think about it when I first started school. That I was going to open a salon. That wasn't my thought process. But I'm very much, as you know, a person that gets bored very quickly. So it was like, oh, I'm doing nails. Dolls went up.
What's next?
I want to own a salon. Oh, I'm done with the salon.
Yeah.
What do I want to do? Let's open a distribution. Like,
Yeah.
It's just a progression for me.
Yeah. So that's really interesting. And I think it's so important to communicate to anybody that is, and there's a lot of people that have voiced in comments and who have DM'd us, letting us know that yes, they do want to open their own salon and they do want to have their own business like that. And I think it's really important for you to understand that you as the owner have to very much lead the charge through example and an insane amount of work. And like, it has to be very clear that you're setting the tone and the pace in that department.
Well, and this is the reason. When someone says, I had a bad experience, they don't say, I had a bad experience with Tracy. They say, I had a bad experience at salon.
At your salon.
So it's your name. It doesn't matter who's working there. You have to make sure that your salon survives everybody that works there.
Yeah.
And you have to do that through leadership.
Yeah, leadership. And so, like, what's the definition of leadership? Some people believe leadership means I'm an owner and you do the work and I have the vision and you're gonna basically implement the vision. Implementing the vision is like, as a small business, you need bodies. You need people. You need that. And one of those bodies has to be yours. Not only does it have to be yours, but in addition to that, you're the one nobody's going to be more passionate and more energetic towards your business than you, the owner. So if you're not showing up, if you're not putting in the work and you're an owner, what do you think everybody around you is going to say? They're going to look at that and go, well, he or she owns the business and doesn't even care. What am I going to do? Why should I care this much?
Why do I need to take care of everything they're supposed to? And I see it over and over. I've seen it many times. And
totally.
Honestly, every business that I've seen that fails.
Yeah, it does. It does. And, anytime, like, if I'm talking about a topic here on the Biz Talk, it's because I believe in it, right? Deep in my heart and soul of how you should run a business of any kind, a salon business in particular. And also, I talk through example. So I would never sit here and say that unless I'm doing it myself, which I do. There's been times in our business when our accountant, we didn't have an accountant anymore. And guess what? I jump in there and I am accountant for 2 to 3 months in between us finding somebody. And, I could easily say, I'm not an expert in this field. No, I'm not, but I'm going to get it done.
But it has to be done.
It has to be done, and I'm going to get it done.
Well, I think that's the important thing is if you ask anyone at this company, who is the hardest working employee here, no doubt it's Habib.
Right.
No doubt. I mean,
Right.
by many times over.
Right.
And any field, like Black Friday.
Right.
What were you doing?
Oh, you and I were both in the warehouse shipping orders.
Shipping orders. Literally picking.
Packing.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And that's what I appreciate about you. And that's what makes you a leader, not a dictator.
Right.
That you will jump in accounting,
Anywhere.
shipping, whatever. And it's not like, even when there's situations where maybe someone's not getting the job done correctly, right?
Sure.
You're not like, move.
No. Right. Correct. You know what it is, Tracy, when it really comes down to it, it's just like, I don't want the business to fail.
Right.
Like, deep in my heart. And we're never too big. Like,
right.
That part, always, there's just enough fear, right? And it has to do with my experience in building this business with Greg and with my mom, and back in the early days. There's so much pain. It's like, I never forget that. I could never forget what that feels like. And so if I try to go 10 times more above and beyond than what's required, because I want to position our company so far ahead of that, like, potential of failing, that it's like way right. in my rearview mirror.
It's not even an option.
It's not even an option. Exactly. And that's why it's like, if, the shipping manager leaves, or if we lose somebody,
right,
I will fill in the position
Danny
immediately.
Better never leave.
Got that?
But that's what inspires, whether you own a salon or this situation.
Doesn't matter,
like,
right.
If anything that's asked of any of us here, we are willing to go above and beyond. Why? Because you're willing to go above and beyond. So if you're sitting there and you're owning a salon and you're not willing to go even to the point that you should,
right?
Forget about above, beyond. You're
just getting it done.
People that are renting from you, or if you have employees, you'll be very fortunate if you have a manager that is willing to take that on and bear that burden.
Sometimes you
work.
do, though. Like, I've seen it. I've seen situations of other companies where there is a manager, a general manager, vice president that is working 10 times harder than the owners is putting in. And they are, first of all, the owners are lucky, but number two, that individual is worn down because they're not getting support from up top, yet they have to bear the leadership role, and that, let's no mistake about it. That role is a lot of weight that you have to carry. It is it's so much pressure, when everybody's looking to you to perform, and somebody that's not an owner that's in that position, that's hard, man. They're going to get worn down, and eventually, I would imagine, either find another position where they're appreciated, or they're going to burn out.
Well, and that's the thing. The minute they have a chance to move, who can blame them?
That's right.
They're going to move on and to someone that's appreciative of their time and what they're doing.
And I just have such a different concept of, like, time now. You know what I mean? Like, now that I'm 44 years old and I've been in this business almost 20 years, building, helping, contributing to Young Nail's growth, it's like I have such a different concept of time and actually what it takes. I was like head down blind for like a good 10 years. I didn't even come up for any air at all. And now I'm doing the same thing, right? But it's weird. I'm conscious of what I'm doing. And like, I also realize, God, you can get so much done in a day. And we can even see the impact. I'm noticing the impact that it does have on the company. And it's positive. Yeah, it's very positive. Mm-hmm. We have such a great positive environment here. And what does that lead to? Better customer service, better product development. People are they're more energetic. I mean, everybody wants to hustle a little bit more. And it's not like I'm going to show you and put in more work, maybe a little bit. Like, maybe there's a little bit of competitive in me, well, but honestly,
it runs in the.
Yeah,
I think everybody here
has a little bit of that.
Yeah,
there is.
Yeah,
but more so, it's really the big picture. Honestly, it's about that. Like, we've got to get this done because I so badly want to see and feel the company like grow and emerge and like really see people do well here. It's important. I really think, if you're going to get into the business, the one key is to understand, like, you have to be the example. You have to put in the most hours. You have to show and really be a true leader, which in my opinion is somebody that is going to do it by example. Get in there and grind every single day. It will inspire the other people in your salon that are renting space or are employees of yours if you're on a commission basis. It can only have positive effects, and it will show them that you really, truly care about the success of the salon. And with that, say thank you for joining us. We will see you next week on the Biz Talk.